Hello, welcome to Math with Karen. Let's make fractions simple. So today's video, we are going to be talking about how to find fractions on a number line and how we can use fractions on a number line. So this right here is a number line. A number line goes on in both directions. And the sample I have today is 0, 1, and 2. Now, a lot of times students have used number lines with whole numbers, but what we need to understand is there are actually numbers between 0 and 1. We just can't see them yet. So we're going to learn how to put those on the number line. In this example, we are going to be working on fourths. So when we work on fourths, our denominator is going to be fourths. Now remember, our denominator tells us the size of our pieces, how many equal pieces we're going to have in the whole. Now, so far we've been shading pieces, we've been cutting them apart. Now we're going to be putting them on a number line where we're counting those fractions. All right, so if we're doing fourths, this is my go-to every time. I was like, okay, guys, let's find half because half is easy. And then we have 2 parts and we want 4 parts, so we're going to half our halves, and now we have 4. Now, a common error that students make is if I say, I need you to create fourths, they're going to want to draw 4 lines between 0 and 1. Well, if you notice, I didn't draw 4 lines and I have 4 parts. If I was to draw 4 lines, I would have fifths. So yeah, let them do it a time or two and let them figure it out. Say, okay, you drew 4 lines. How many parts do you have between 0 and 1? Let's shade them in. Anything that you can do to get them to see it and go, wait a minute, when I drew 4 lines, I got 5 parts. Oh, okay, well, what can you do to fix that? What kind of rule do you come up with? And typically they come up with, oh, if I want 4 parts, I draw 3 lines. If I want 6 parts, I draw 5 lines. And they'll get there. They will get there. All right, so key point. You want your parts to be equal. So if I was to come over here and I just drew like these, yes, there's 3 lines, but these are not equally spaced. They're not the same sizes. So these are not actual all fourths. So that's another thing that we got to be very, very aware of. Fourths are equal sizes. So we start at 0. Actually, 0 can be a fraction, so 0 fourths. And then when we jump 1 size, we end up at 1/4. And then we're going to jump the same size, the same distance, and now we've gone a fourth and another fourth, and now we're at 2/4. Oh, and if we do it one more time, we're going to be at 3/4. And then when we get to 1, well, if that's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, let's notice a pattern, what's going on. I notice that my denominators haven't changed. No, they haven't, because that's the size of your pieces. I do notice that my numerators are increasing by 1 every time. I'm adding 1 every time. So my numerators are changing, but my denominators are not. So anything that we can get the students to see and look at and notice, the easier it's going to be for us to learn. All right, so if you are a student, tell me what kind of patterns that you see here. Turn and talk to the person beside you. What are the patterns that you see going on here in this number line? The next thing I want you to see is when we find fractions on a number line, this is how you would plot them. So if I ask the students, find 3/4 on the number line, show me 3/4 on the number line, you find your 3/4, and then where the lines intersect, where they cross, you're going to draw a big dot, and you're going to want to label it. Labeling is very, very important. And in my classroom, I'm constantly telling them, if you will label first, things are going to be a whole lot simpler. So we're going to find 3/4, we're going to plot it, and now we see 3/4 is actually this size. So if we were talking about ribbon, and I said I needed 3/4 of a foot of ribbon. This would be your foot. This would be the size of your ribbon that you cut. So it's not 3 actual sections, it's the total distance from 0 to there. Number lines can be used for adding and subtracting and multiplying and even dividing. We can use it to compare. We can use them to find equivalent fractions. So lots of ways that we can use number lines with our fractions. So I know it might seem confusing at first, but the more that we work with it and we try to find the patterns and we ask the questions, the easier it's going to be to understand. And remember, understanding fractions is a whole lot better than just memorizing. All right, in our next video, we're going to be comparing fractions. And we're going to be trying it in lots of different ways. So see you there.